Same station, same person. Daniel Omoyogech. Here we are. We are dealing with the types of governments. As I've said, we had a democracy, we have authoritarian, we have militant, and today I'm talking more on theocracy, and I'm blending with what is going on. That in the June and this July, we had issues in Kenya. And from there, we had a family which are fearless, leaderless, which are tribalist, partyless, among others, that these are the most educated people. They have big and expensive smartphones. They went through free education. They are jobless. They are not employed. And a good number are a mix. Most are unmarried and others are married, but they have challenges of their own. These are the people who have degrees, masters and PhD without jobs. These are our engineers. These are our doctors. These are our sons and daughters. Yes, we go ahead. 24/7, they are over on the smartphone. As before we went for break, I said when I come back, we will talk about the church and the state. These young boys, these young men, the energetic, who are less than 40 years, are taking the whole world in a storm. I repeat, they are taking the whole world in a storm. When they started from Tunisia, we say that Tunisia is an Arab country and very far, but today it's our doorpost. The leadership in our church is also one thing. The leadership in our state is also one thing. Who will save us from this quagmire? Who will save us from these issues? Vijana wanasema ni kusema na kutenda. They say plan and implement it. That's what it means in English. Plan and implement it. It's now over 2 or 3 years going down the line, but 22 was there part of it. 23 has gone and 2024. But the calendar years were about 24 months since we started this journey. And a good number of these young people, I know, unless otherwise, they're the people who voted this government inside. The promises they were given were many, and they saw the reality, but it's far from it. Somebody said your best friend becomes your best enemy because he knows your strength and weakness. I repeat that, your best friend becomes your best enemy because he knows your strength and weakness, and vice versa. And the one who is now becoming your enemy was your best friend because he also had told you his strength, his weakness. Here we are at the crossroads. Yes, Samuel was a spiritual leader. Yes, Samuel was a physical leader. And Samuel was a prophet of God. And these young people have given the qualities of theocracy, a government of God, which is led by God himself, which is fearless, tribalist, partyless. Above all, they are leaderless. When I went one back, my not serving me well in my memory, which I think is serving me well. In the school of philosophy, we were told there were two men, or there was a man who started education. He didn't know how to write and read, and he's the father and the founder of education. These are the most educated people. They are able to read and write. They are able to interpret things which they are seeing. Somebody said this. You now know it happened. You are in a hurry that you are so busy going to attend an important meeting. But on the way, things are not working. One, there is a jam on the road, so you become annoyed. Number two, when you are free and you are overspeeding, the policeman stops you and tells you the speed you are taking may kill you. Listen first, you want to attend a meeting which is very important. On the way, there is a big jam, meaning there are a lot of vehicles which are obstructing you, you cannot fly over. And after you have got out of the jam, you want to overspeed so you can catch up with the time. Then in front of you, there is a man in uniform There is a woman in a uniform who tells you, slow down because speed kills. In other words, you are overspeeding. And sometimes somebody tells you, you are drunk. That's why you are overspeeding, you want to commit suicide. But at the corner of your mind, you want to catch up with a meeting. Maybe you are the chairman, maybe you are the secretary, maybe you are the organizing secretary. That minus your presence in that meeting, it will never take off. But here you are obstructing, you are being obstructed on the road. You are overspeeding, that meaning you may kill yourself. But what do you want to go and attend a meeting? That is a variable. If you overspeed, you may even not attend the meeting, which is your objective. So as much as you are driving, as much as you are in a hurry, it has happened. Watanzania wanasema, ikiwa mnaona umechelewa, ungeanza safari jana ili upate wapi, umefika mapema. And sometimes, somebody ahead of you is pulling you aside by telling you, you have gone beyond the limit, the speed governor. So you feel that you remove the speed governor so that you can drive very fast, you achieve your objective. Observe speed limits. Maybe you are not a good manager of your time. Maybe not. You are not a good manager of time. Maybe not. I'm not a good manager of time. Maybe you feel that you are too busy. Maybe you feel you are too much frustrated. Maybe you feel this is not the wanted. In the same way, it may happen. In the same way, when you are hurling, somebody may misinterpret you. Either you are avoiding to be caught up by policemen, or you are running away from an issue. Remember, we are talking types of government, but today I'm dealing with theocracy. If you don't have a brief explanation of what's happening, and if you don't put the things very clear, somebody may misinterpret. Why are you in a hurry? In the world today, not only in Nairobi, not even in Kisii, not even in Mombasa, Eldoret, Nakuru, all of these towns, when you walk to the streets, you find the people are walking very fast, vehicles are moving very fast, people are too busy, there is a lot of speed. Even people walking very early in the morning, going to job, they are hurrying up. In the evening, the speed is a bit slow. Because now they have been working, they are going back home to rest. At the same time, they have used most of their energy, they are exhausted, so they walk slowly. That's a church. That is the state. On Fridays, we do have our brothers, the Muslims, they go to their mosques. On Saturdays, we have Adventists and those who are like, they go to the church. And on Sundays, we have Pentecostals and the Catholics going to church. So in Kenya, we have three religions. One, we have the Muslim, we have the Protestants, and we have the Adventists. But my big question is, why do we have a lot of corruption in the system? Are we sincere with our God? My fellow Muslims, my fellow Christian, are we sincere with our God? How can we say that the Kenya over 70%, even though the 80% are Christians, and about 15 to 17% we are Muslims? Meaning is a margin which doesn't believe in God, about the 3% which don't belong to any of the two. Are we sincere with our religion? Why are our young boys dying in the streets? Where are the fathers and the mothers shooting their own boys when they are on the streets in the name of Gen Z? Are we really sincere? There is a lot of corruption and we can see it. There is a lot of tribalism and we can see it. I can own that one. When our president says I concede, the next word I expect that I resign. But he didn't say that. I'm not after Gen Zs. But I'm saying this government is doing things which are not supposed to be done. Must your son and daughter remind you that you are naked and you don't go out while you are naked? That's what our boys are saying. This government is not clothed. Because there is a lot of tribalism, there is a lot of nepotism, there is a lot of corruption. And as I'm interacting with these young men, I'm not for them, but they need the speedy governor. It's not here, now and today. Yes, the misinformation has come out. Get me right. But we cannot undo what has been in our bloodstream. Kenya is around 60 years since we got independence. If it is a matter of tribalism, it has been with us for the last 60 years. If it is corruption, for 60 days. Can we do it in a day? My appeal to the government is, we cannot do everything, but can we start doing something? I repeat, we cannot undo all things which has been undone for 60 years. We cannot be able to do it in one day. But can we start somewhere? Can we make a change? Must we wait to have a crisis? Must we wait to have a challenge so that we can have a change? In other words, must our boys and the girls down the streets for the government to listen? Can we start something now? Changes sometimes are inevitable. So my young boys, the one who are less than 40 years, I've said you are the most educated people. You have good smartphones. Information is flowing. When you are on the other world, the clouds, some you call it space, sengine munaita X, sengine munaita TikTok. Sometimes you call it Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever media, whatever channel you are using, that's a means of communication. Those are the people we are dealing with. While some of us are analog, waiting for things to work, and these boys and the girls, or these young men are ahead of us. When it comes to technology, they are ahead of us. When it comes to the digital, they are ahead of us. But we need one another. I've heard them saying dialogue is not the solution. They want action. How? God forbid. Always we say when America coughs, the whole world gets cold. The other day, I think I saw something. That when Kenya coughs, East African countries get cold. Uganda included and Tanzania. You saw what is happening now in Uganda. The young people are copying from Kenya. So what we are saying, this is a wave which is coming and it's going. Unless we are careful, one of us said as a leader, we may go the Somalia way. It's over 30 years since Siad Barre was overthrown as the government. And we have no central government because when there is a vacuum created, anything can go there. Liquids can go there. Gases can go there. Anything matter can go there. So when I say we create a vacuum, including me, I wish to be a lead also. So before we create a vacuum, my GSS and my leaders, can we put our heads together and listen? My holy book tells me, come, let us reason together. And when we have reasoned, and when we have talked, and when we have a dialogue, can we implement what we are saying? Let us not do it for entertainment. This is the fourth generation. And you know what I'm talking. The first generation was with the late Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. When one of us joined the government and NDP was destroyed. Immediately, Kibaki came. There was a handshake. No, Kibaki did nusu mkate. Uhuru has done handshake. I don't know what Raila has done now with Ruto. Fourth generation. And these boys and the girls are less than 40. So these are 40 years. They have seen these things. You can cheat somebody once, but not twice. I repeat that. You can cheat somebody once, but not twice. This is 40 times. These boys and the girls who are hearing of somebody called Moi. They have heard somebody called Kibaki. They have heard somebody called Uhuru. And now they have heard somebody called Ruto. There is a constant number there. Of the four, those people come from the lake. You get me on the street, don't kill me. But that's the naked truth. Today I'm a bit political because this politics is the engine of everything. My social life angers on the political will. My economical angers on the political will. My welfare, but it's the politics, it's the engine. When you see wheels are moving, the engine is well. But if the engine is not well, other things cannot be well. That's why I say in the book of Samuel, it puts it very clear that this Samuel was a fearless prophet. This Samuel was a leader on behalf of God, so he was leaderless. This Samuel had 12 tribes of Israel, but he was tribeless. This Samuel had no party. He was partyless. This is the boys that are telling us that they are fearless, they are leaderless, they are faceless, they are tribeless, and they have no party. Meaning we need to go back to our books. We start having the theocracy type of government. A government of God and God him alone. Democracy has refused to work. Authoritarian has refused to work. Military is not working. I don't know whether I'm talking to somebody. What are we saying today? I'm talking about the church and the state. There is no state minus people. And there is no church minus people. There is no Muslim minus people. So the common figure here, whether you are in the church, whether you are in the state, whether you are in the Muslim, you are dealing with human beings. After the break, we will talk more about that. And I will invite one or two people so that you can get their views. They are within the studio. But if they are not there, I have some information which people have said that this time around, we need changes. This time around, we have a challenge. This time around, we have a crisis. But we need to come to a conclusion. Those are the four C's. We have changes, challenges, crisis. Then we need a conclusion. Hey, my director, fundi wangu wa mitambo. Can we go to the market there? Tuuse moja au mbili. Tukimaliza, tukuje tuone kama tutamalizia. May the Lord bless you. Wish you well. Until next time.